Back in the Sangres for maybe the first time in about 6 or 7 years, at least 5. Today, gonna be hiking Challenger Point and Kit Carson Peak. For a full guide on this one, you can check the link in the description below. So rolled into the trailhead area last night, popped up a tent and camped for the night. I cannot believe how many cars are at the trailhead this morning. Absolutely unbelievable. You'd think this is like Quandary on a summer weekend. So obviously going to be crowded today. This hike should be somewhere around 15 miles, 5,500 to 6,000 feet of gain. It's been a minute since I've been up in this area. Willow Lake, kind of the hopping off point for a lot of people who are overnighting this, but definitely doable as a day hike. Aria with me today. Yeah, excited to be back in the Sangres. 1,000 feet up, 1.5 miles in. A couple notes about this hike, Sangres in general. If you're coming here, let's call it June through August, have bug spray. The bugs are horrible, mosquitoes in particular. Number two, the start of this hike is extremely boring. So you're just switchbacking up a hill, and then eventually you'll get to this field we're entering in now, and the views will get much better. It's incredibly hot this summer. Incredibly hot today for how high we are, about, I would guess, 60, 65 degrees. So very much looking forward to keep climbing to get out of the heat. I love when people do this kind of stuff. Like, someone in their right mind is gonna be like, oh my God, I dropped this shitty bandana, so I'm gonna hike all the way back in here and get it, because I don't know what my life would look like without it. Dude, just pick it up. It's just trash. $2,500 feet up, 4.25 miles in, getting closer to Willow Lake here. If you are going to turn this into a multi-day trip, this would be the spot to definitely camp. There's also a Centennial in the area, Mount Adams, which I was thinking about doing on this trip, but not today. For Willow Lake, you get a little bit of reprieve, and then you still have another 2,500 to 3,000 feet of climbing ahead of you, and a lot more technical terrain. First view of Willow Lake behind us. See some of that infamous crestone conglomerate starting. If you were going to camp, spots would be very obvious to find, but please stay back from the sign that I showed you. It's been quite a frustrating morning so far. Just have really low energy, have a lot of anxiety going on right now. The bugs are awful, but a lot of day ahead of us still, and just hoping to keep vibes steady. Willow Lake, and just your first view of Challenger Summit up there. Okay, above the lake now, Willow Lake, and this trail gets a little bit harder to find until you pick it back up again, but generally kind of working back into the basin a little bit before you're going to take a right and begin switchbacking up the slopes. Challenger up here, Kit Carson over there. When it hits you, it's just odd how things just don't change up here. You know, some logs may have fallen, the trail might be slightly different, but for the most part, this all just looks exactly how I remember it. taking a little break here, so you can kind of see maybe trail is just going to zigzag up around the corner, then continue up. As you do get higher on Challenger here, the trail will get worse, the terrain will get more difficult as well. But the bottom part, CFI here, recently did a lot of trail work to make it much, much better. Looking down here, the lake just around the corner, and up to generally where you're going, which I'm not gonna see people to the right of the snow there. We are moving very slow, and that's because Aria is still getting used to being up this high. She's done like 614ers or so. This is definitely gonna be the longest day she's done, most vert. So I'm really trying to keep her calm, and I know dogs read energy, so I'm trying to stay calm as well, which my anxiety is like a 20 out of 10 today, just for life reasons. But I know that if I can keep it slow, she'll be slow. But she's pounding water, like pounding, like I'm not gonna have any water. So if you do bring your dog up to these two, I'll show you there's a lot more difficulties ahead. I know Aria will be good, and if she's not, we'll turn around. Yeah, just about 12,800 feet here, another 1,000 feet or so to the summit. See the rock to the right? Trail quality is not going to be good from this point on, at least as of 2024. But try to stay as close as you can in this runoff here, and eventually you're going to go right. As you're getting higher towards the ridge here of Challenger, you can see there's a lot of varied terrain. So class 3, class 3. But if you keep your route finding good, right here, class 2. My point being that you can make this higher if you want to, but this really should be a class 2 summit. Kit Carson will be the low class 3 portion. Closer look at that terrain. Kind of a mess in here, but there's some method to the madness. You just gotta look for it. Looking up to the notch, which you're aiming for right there. Okay, just finished the notch behind me there. I'm gonna drop over to the other side. Some really dramatic looks down into the Alamosa general area. Ahead of you, you got the remainder of the ridgeline here, nothing crazy. Challenger the first peak, Kit Carson the other. They look deceptively close, but if you have a big TV, you can see some on the summit and they look like the size of an ant from here. Just under 7 miles to the summit, 5,200 feet of gain. Overall, the trail has been much improved up Challenger. Going down, I don't think it's gonna be super fun, but that's future us problems. What's interesting about this mountain is it reminds me of the Eastern Sierras and my brief time there. Very dramatic, spiking out of the ground. Not granite, but similar feel to the desert below, and on both sides, just thousands of feet to the valley. Aria's been pretty good. She's doing great on the terrain. No problem getting up here for her whatsoever. However, my dog's not yours. So please, just know your dog. And this is a wilderness area, so they should be on a leash as well. Leaving Challenger now. Got to drop down about 400 feet or so, and I'll show you the avenue, which when there's snow on it, people have died on. It's super sketchy without the proper gear. Right now, bone dry won't be a problem. But yeah, it's only about a half mile to the summit of Kit Carson, but you you have to kind of go around to the back. So now's a great time to talk about weather. If the weather is not good, don't continue on, obviously. Even if it is, you're kind of rolling the dice a little bit because of the exposure the entire time here. Look back up to the summit there, and then over to the avenue, drop down. Not really a solid trail. You can see why a fall on the avenue would not be good. Here's a non-GoPro look at the avenue. As you can see, it's plenty wide, but with snow, it kind of fills in like here, so it becomes really sketchy. Kit Carson's right here, but as you can tell, big drop down is required. So that's looking back where you came from, looking ahead. Basically, you're gonna want to kind of round this like that. You don't need or want, unless you really want to, go up this. You don't want to drop too far down, so it's very much kind of finding the middle here. So basically from this point to the summit, if you ever get to a point where you're like, damn, this feels way too hard. A, that's what she said, but B, it probably is. This should be kept at easy class 3, which means that maybe you'll have to scramble, but if you have good enough route finding, you can avoid it. Dropping too far down here is not good either, because this eventually will cliff out, and it's very nasty loose stuff. Here's your view up, kind of like this right side you're looking for to climb up to the top of Kit Carson. Almost to the top here, kind of see, doesn't really matter where you go. I will say, if I didn't have Aria, I would definitely be sticking to the sides where it's higher class, but much more solid. In the middle here, pretty loose, not super dangerous, but if there are a lot of people coming down who didn't know what they were doing, wouldn't feel great about it. Peak needle of the crest zones, that's down. Also, as you get up here, you're gonna want to kind of bear left a little bit. One final look down the gully there, and then up ahead, you're gonna join the ridge, left to the summit. Aria's such a mountain girl. There's a perfectly good trail right here. She's like, nah, I'm scrambies, I'm scrambled eggs. She just told me, Dad, good luck keeping this class 2 for me. I'm sending it. She's ready to send it again. She's got this like wind up in her legs. Unbelievable. So just about 7.5 miles, 5,800 feet of gain. You can look back to Challenger there. It looks so close, but you kind of saw the terrain. Pleasure meeting Ben, just hung out with him a little bit here on the summit. Aria is hunting a pika, and yeah, had the summit to myself for a second here at least. This is my second time up Kit Carson, first time on the standard route all the way. Yeah, challenging for sure. This is going to be a monster day. It's like 16 miles, over 6,000 feet of vert, and it's, you know, regaining all of these summits. So I will say I haven't been to Sangres, like I've said multiple times in this video, in a long time. It is so beautiful. You can see down into the sand dunes. You got the crest zones, Humboldt, Mount Adams, and then all the way up. Look at that. That's just dope. I'm not going to wrap this video up maybe until I get down to Willow Lake again. I will say definitely bring a lot of water. We are flying through water today, especially if you have a dog. Not that you really have the option, but between the two of these mountains, I definitely prefer Kit Carson over Challenger. Definitely both of them I would say are pretty dog friendly, as long as your dog is okay on looser stuff and is well behaved. Aria's day is completely unhinged because, for those of you who follow along, she found a Marmont And so it's over. And oh, I forgot there's a pika on the summit that was basically trying to run like into her mouth to increase its species endangered status. So maybe like don't do that, pika gang, you know? I don't know. You guys want to live. As you're dropping down here, pay attention to the elevation and make sure you don't drop too far. I literally did what I told you not to. I dropped down about maybe 100 feet too far. So super easy to do, obviously. Right under the last saddle of Challenger here. Don't try to go across. It's just a recipe for no bueno. Note, as I'm in retrospect realizing this, once you hit the notch climbing before you've tagged the summit of Challenger, so basically here, you can just come straight up this ridge here and stay on it basically all the way to the summit. You don't have to drop down over to the west side like I showed you. Well, almost done with the top part here. I can objectively say it is absolutely terrible. Much better going up it than down. Yes, I have a dog who's pulling me and I have a 6-foot leash, so I'm like stepping on her, sending rocks at her, trying not to do all that. She hasn't been hit, by the way, but like very challenging. Very challenging. Not fun. I can't wait to get to the lower part. I can't even believe I'm saying that because it's going to be loose dirt down there, which won't be much better. You know, it's times like these where I remember why I haven't been back to these mountains in so long. I don't think, unless I have children and they're like gun to my head forcing me to do these, I don't think I'll be back up these for a very long time. There is a Centennial in here I've been wanting to tag. I don't remember if it's here, over here, doesn't matter. But I love the mountains and I love traveling in them, but like this kind of stuff where like a wrong step shatters your tibia, nah, I'm good. I don't really enjoy that.
I never wrapped up the end of the Challenger Kit Carson video because on the way down, Aria, her paws got some pretty bad cuts in them, and so I ended up carrying her out most of the way. It was not a good time at all. So yeah, overall, Kit Carson Challenger, I don't know. It could have been circumstantial for Aria, but I would just be very careful with your dog's paws, the pads in particular. The trail is just really rough and can get really rocky. Sangres are beautiful. It's just these two mountains in particular, Challenger in particular, yeah, it's just there's not a lot of redeeming qualities about the trail quality, and there's not like fun scrambling or anything, so I don't know, just me. For a full guide on Kit Carson and Challenger, you can check the link in the description below, which goes to my website. If you want to help support the channel, I have a Patreon. You can shop for virtual Sherpa gear, and of course, just make donations as well. On behalf of Aria and myself, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all on the next adventure.